You know how legendary designer David Carson completely shattered the rigid, predictable grids of typography to create a chaotic, entirely new visual language? Well, AI is doing the exact same thing to the traditional corporate ladder. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're breaking down the 7 specialized AI roles projected to absolutely explode by 2027, and exactly how you can prepare for them right now. The old career grid is broken, and it's time to build something entirely new. Okay, let's kick things off by shattering a pretty massive illusion that's holding a lot of people back. AI is no longer just a cute little assistant that helps you write emails or tweak a spreadsheet. We are watching this incredible, rapid evolution where AI is morphing from simple chat tools into highly autonomous agents and integrated enterprise engines. It's quite literally starting to drive the vehicle, making decisions in milliseconds that used to take entire departments weeks to figure out. And this really gets to the core of this systemic shift happening right now. The job market is rapidly abandoning manual repetition. It's over. Instead, all the premium value is shifting to orchestration, governance, and optimization. You're no longer getting paid just to press the buttons. You're going to be paid to design the system that actually presses the buttons. Which brings us to our first core category: enforcing the new rules, focusing on governance and safety. Look, as AI scales across massive global enterprises, we desperately need rulemakers who can ensure these systems are ethical and compliant. Enter our first exploding role, the AI ethics and governance specialist. Think of this person as the ultimate next-generation compliance officer. They manage bias auditing, they ensure algorithmic transparency, and they basically align these crazy, complex enterprise models with strict global laws. So, how do you actually prepare for this today? Well, your first move is to get fluent in the new rulebooks. Study the EU AI Act and the NIST AI Risk Management Framework right now. Start mastering algorithmic auditing techniques because getting credentials in data governance and risk management, that's going to make your resume incredibly valuable to enterprise legal and tech teams. Now, partnering really closely with governance is our second massive role, the explainable AI designer, sometimes called a safety engineer. This role is entirely dedicated to taking complex, black box AI decisions and making them fully transparent and interpretable for human beings. And this is absolutely critical in high stakes fields. Think healthcare, law, finance, where you literally cannot just accept a machine's output without knowing exactly how it got there. And here's where it gets wild: dealing with non-deterministic AI. See, traditional software is like a strict, predictable grid. Same input, exact same output every single time. But AI? AI is intuitive, chaotic, and non-deterministic. So dealing with it means you are quite literally designing systems for unpredictability. That demands incredibly clear visual communication and brilliant UX design to make sure humans actually trust the machine. You can future-proof yourself here by diving deep into model interpretability methods. Tools like SHAP and LIME, think of them almost like X-ray machines that let you peek inside the AI's brain to see how it's thinking. You'll also want to learn human in the loop, or HITL design, which basically ensures a human always has the final veto power. The true unicorn in this field is someone who mixes technical data science with top-tier user experience design. Moving on to domain number 2, building the autonomous engine, focusing on agents and optimization. Because once the rules and safety rails are set, well, someone has to actually build the engine, right? Enter role number 3, the generative engine optimization or geo specialist. Let's be real, traditional SEO is pretty much dead, or at least evolving into something totally unrecognizable. Specialists now have to structure digital assets so that massive generative search engines can actually process, index, and reliably cite brand information. To pull this off, you really have to understand how generative models parse natural language Q&A formats. Meaning, you need to learn how to feed them perfect entity graphs and microdata. An entity graph is basically a structured data framework. It draws a connect-the-dots map that lets the AI accurately extract the absolute truth about a brand or product. Start taking action on this today by mastering structured data formats. Get deeply familiar with things like JSON-LD and schema.org. They basically act like universal translator tags, so the machine knows exactly what it's looking at. It's no longer about just stuffing keywords into a page. It's about making your data seamlessly digestible for a large language model. All right, next up at number 4, we have the AI agent architect and workflow automation engineer. These are the builders deploying multi-agent systems. We're talking about automated workflows that can execute incredibly complex, multi-step business logic, communicating across totally different software APIs completely on their own, without human intervention. Your tactical move right now? Start practicing with low-code or no-code automations using platforms like Make or Zapier, and then build up your proficiency in agent orchestration frameworks like AutoGen or LangChain. The goal here is mastering API integrations and automated error handling so your automated digital workers never drop the ball. But hey, the builders aren't just working in software on a screen. Role number 5 is the digital twin engineer. These folks are developing real-time AI-driven virtual models of massive physical systems. We're talking industrial manufacturing lines, supply chains, or even entire smart city infrastructures, all simulated virtually for predictive maintenance and real-time optimization. If this is the role for you, you need to immerse yourself in IoT data architecture and telemetry streaming. Basically, you have to understand how physical sensors are constantly whispering data back to the digital world in real time. Start learning 3D modeling platforms alongside machine learning for predictive analytics. It is all about real-time data processing and system-level simulation here. Now for our third domain, designing the human connection, focusing on product and interface. We're transitioning from the engines themselves to the human bridges. Coming in at number 6 is the AI product manager. This person oversees the entire end-to-end life cycle of AI-native products. They are the absolute critical bridge linking raw model capabilities to the user experience, data architecture, and the overarching business strategy. You can start shifting your career here today by really understanding the deep technical trade-offs of AI development. You've got to know when to use model fine-tuning versus RAG, which is basically giving the AI a custom external memory bank to pull facts from, versus just a simple API integration. Learn AI-specific evaluation metrics, latency costs, and start prototyping directly with generative APIs. And our final exploding role at number 7, working hand-in-hand with that product manager, is the human-AI collaboration and interface designer. This designer specializes in crafting intuitive interaction flows out of the total chaos of human behavior. It's about finding the art inside the algorithm. You're building feedback channels and interfaces specifically meant for copilots and multimodal AI tools. To excel here, you really must master cognitive ergonomics for non-deterministic software. Study prompt ergonomics, because let's face it, how humans actually talk to machines is usually messy, chaotic, and completely unpredictable. Master context management and learn the precise methods for capturing structured user feedback so the model actually improves based on real human interaction. So, what is your action plan today? We've mapped out the 7 explosive roles, so let's lock in your concrete roadmap to pivot your career right now before this window closes. First, transition from executing repetitive manual tasks to focusing entirely on system architecture. Second, develop interdisciplinary expertise. Combine your specific domain knowledge, whether that's law, finance, healthcare, with strong technical AI literacy. And finally, build hands-on projects. Experiment directly with open-source models and API-driven workflows today. I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought to challenge your career trajectory right now. The systems that will run the world in 2027 are being blueprinted today. The future of work heavily rewards the architects who are brave enough to break the old grid. So look at your daily work and ask yourself, which side of this disruption will you choose to be on?